What's up guys, Brian Elwood, and in this presentation, you're going to learn how to land your next 3 high-ticket coaching clients using what I call the inside-out method. And you're going to discover the number one reason why those other guru coaching programs are failing people. Who this is for: anyone who labels themselves as a coach, consultant, course creator, author, expert. If you feel that you have a deeper mission or a calling on your heart, if you want to take what you've learned and share it with others, if you want to make a full-time income while sharing your message, if you've tried to make your coaching business work, but you haven't made much money from it yet, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why this has not worked for you in the past and what you need to do now to fix it. With what we're going to cover today, you will be able to create a program you can sell for thousands of dollars within just a few short weeks. You will start to sell your program and get your first few clients within 30 days after that, give or take. You will get to wake up and do work that inspires you, and you will be able to stretch your creativity, share your message, and impact lives. So let's talk about why this is different. So most programs will sell you the tools to become a coach, like social media strategies, sales techniques, webinars, funnels, you name it, paid ads. But the problem is, without knowing what we are about to cover in this training, those tools will be worthless. There is another step you must take first if you want to get clients. And I spent the money for us, guys. So I have spent years trying to figure this coaching business out. I wasted over 6 figures trying to learn the tools. I spent a lot of money to work with the best names in the business. Like I went to ClickFunnels headquarters and spent 3 days with Russell Brunson. I went to Puerto Rico and Sundance Mountain Resort 2 separate times to hang out with Brendan Burchard, Dean Graziosi, and their mastermind. And once I finally figured out what I was missing from working with these guys, I started to earn over $200,000 per year in my education business. This is Blake. Blake says, "I'm so glad I went through the inside out method because it uncovered the real thing that was holding me back from succeeding as a coach. Now I earn over 6 figures per year working part-time, serving my clients and making an impact on their lives. It could not get any sweeter than this." So why it has not worked for you before? If you've tried to share your message before, you maybe even launched a podcast, maybe you already post on social media, but it's kind of unclear how to brand yourself. You're not really sure what niche you should be coaching in or who you are trying to target, like your ideal client. You can't really compete with all the other established coaches who are already out there. You're not 100% confident, if you're being totally honest, on your ability to get results for people yet. If that's true for you, let me explain why this has not worked up until this point. Imagine you wanted to cook a delicious soup. Tell me this, would it make sense to go out and buy the most expensive pot that you could find and then just toss in some random crappy ingredients and cross your fingers? Of course not. We all know the ingredients that you put in that pot make a much bigger difference than the pot itself, right? Well, here's the real problem. With all the other programs and advice out there, you're essentially being sold the pot without the ingredients. So when I say pot, here's what I mean by that. Things like an email list, ads, webinars, challenges, membership programs, your funnel, Instagram, collaborations, organic marketing, lead magnets, Facebook groups, social media as a whole, Facebook, online courses, a website, or a podcast. Those are the equivalent of a pot that you would use to cook a delicious soup. They are a tool. But what are you putting in that pot that's going to make the bigger difference in getting a delicious soup? What are the ingredients that I'm speaking of? Well, to start to unpack this, the ingredients are usually the answers to questions like this. What's your bigger why or your mission that drives you? Who exactly is your ideal client? What is your ideal niche? What specific outcome do you get for your clients? What result can you honestly deliver to people 100% of the time? And what makes you unique and different from your competitors? When I talk to most of my clients, when they come to me at first and they're struggling, they're not clear on one or more of these things, and that is why those tools are not working to get them clients. So if you've ever had an intuition that one of these things was either unclear or just not quite right, I would say listen to your gut, because in my experience, this is one of the main things that is holding coaches back. So let's talk about what goes in that pot. So the ingredients are things like your why, an exciting niche, your ideal client, a quantifiable result, an honest promise, and a unique angle. I'm going to unpack exactly what all these mean, but these are the things that when I went and paid 6 figures to hang out with the gurus, I learned was what I really needed to actually succeed in this online education space. So to just break it down for you another way, these ingredients, the things that go in your pot, they essentially inform every word that you write or say. Every word that goes in an email, everything you say in any video, or everything you say over the phone, like literally they inform everything. And words are the way in which we communicate with the market. The tools, on the other hand, are where the words go. They are simply where the words are put so that they can be delivered to people. And there is hope, guys. You are not broken just because you have not succeeded at this yet. I remember what it was like to struggle to figure out my coaching business, just racking my head against the wall. Like, what do these people have that I don't? Why is it working for them and not for me? Most programs, if you've already been through one, they really just do a poor job of helping you find your ingredients. They either gloss over it, make it confusing, or they make it really boring, like asking you to fill out 1,000 worksheets. The successful people, on the other hand, they have just figured out their ingredients. And the process I'm going to show you is not boring or complicated, nor does it take a long time. Once you have your ingredients, you can pick the right pot, and you will be cooking up something delicious in no time. So why now? Well, I don't know about you, but when I'm on my deathbed, I want to feel like I maximized my time on earth in terms of the potential that I have to learn and grow and share information and wisdom with others and make a positive impact on the world. And I'm guessing you have your version of that too. If you're like my clients, you have a mission on your heart. There's some deeper reason that you're watching this. I know that you want to make money and you need this business to make money to sustain yourself, but you didn't just pick this business, I hope, because you saw it as a quick cash grab. If that's you, it's probably not going to work out for you, but I'm guessing that isn't the people who would take time to watch this video. You have a deeper mission or a calling. You want to wake up and do impactful work. And you've probably already put this on the back burner for too long, saying I'll get to that one day. And it's time to stop procrastinating, because we don't know how much time we have left. None of us do. I'm pushing 40, so statistically my life is halfway over, right? And, you don't have to sacrifice making an impact with your work just because you need to make an income. You can make an income while making an impact. And you're actually likely to make the most money in the long run doing what you love, because you'll never quit at that thing. And this business is the best way to do this. You're so close to figuring this out, you probably just need a final push to get you over the edge. And if you could make a real business out of helping people, imagine what it would do for your happiness and your overall lifestyle. So now is the time not to give up on this, but to push harder than ever. Also, guys, this industry is booming. It is literally doing $300 million per day right now, and it's growing at a rate where it's on track to be doing $1 billion per day within 3 years. So it's going to more than triple in just 36 months. So there's no better time now than to get in this business, start making an income, making an impact, which is awesome already. But then you get to ride this wave up as the industry grows. It's almost like investing in a stock when you know it's going to go up. And once you go through the inside out method that I'm about to share with you, the process of getting clients and making money is much easier and fun and much more fulfilling. So just a little bit about me. My name is Brian Elwood. I have helped dozens of coaches to get their first high ticket clients. And I started out by building a house flipping business. I grew it to doing 7 figures per year, purchased dozens of rental properties. And then I built a multiple 6-figure business coaching in the real estate investing space, helping people buy rentals. And I used and really discovered this method that I'm about to share with you in that business. And now I serve coaches and help them start their education business and get their first clients using the inside out method. The solution is what I call the inside out method. And this approach involves a series of critical decisions that become the foundation of your entire business. I paid multiple 6 figures to learn this from the gurus. This approach goes deep to find out what you would enjoy and be great at. And this is where most other programs fall short. They skip this step. This is Brendon Burchard on finding success in the expert space. I want to share this quote with you because it's powerful. A lot of influencers have never done any deep introspection. They put on 50 different clothes and have a beautiful Instagram, but they don't know who they are. The most important thing if you want to succeed as an influencer is to find out who you are. And to find this, you have to dig deep. You are the message. So in order to help you really understand this, let's actually do some digging, like Brendon said, and uncover what he means by that statement and what you need to uncover about yourself. So this is where I'm going to pull back the curtain and talk to you about those ingredients that we mentioned before that you will put in the pot. This would be a great time to grab a piece of paper and a pen, take notes. Just one part of this could improve your business immediately. So ingredient number 1 is your why. And I'm sure you've heard of a why before. I used to think a why was just some type of feeling or like a value statement that you slapped on a wall or wrote on a Google Doc. But this is actually a very strategic business decision. I learned this from Simon Sinek. Simon is a best-selling author and has one of the most watched TED Talks of all time on this topic. And Simon's why breaks down like this. In his past, he struggled to find inspiration in his life and work. Through his journey and ultimately finding inspiration, his why was birthed. His why is to inspire people to do the things that inspire them. Now that might just sound, again, blanket statement, kind of vague, but it actually leads to all of Simon's business decisions. Every decision he makes, he asks, will this inspire people to do the things that inspire them? And that led him to launch his A Bit of Optimism podcast, or write his books, or launch his online courses. His why became the lens through which the entire business, why it exists, what it chooses to do, came into focus. It even becomes the name of your podcast or your YouTube channel. Then when you communicate your why, the market can see that you really stand for something bigger and you're not just here to sell programs. This is one of my clients, Thomas, on finding his why. Before working with Brian, I felt like I was just a health coach. After going through the why process, I learned that my mission is to help people live from the heart in all areas of their life. I suddenly had a clear vision for my business long term, the books I could write, the other niches I could coach in, and programs I could make, all fulfilling my one why. I started to tell my audience this, and I could see how much it resonated with them. My income started increasing too. Every coach should go through this process on day 1. All right, let's hop right into ingredient number 2. This would be your ideal client. And that simply means who the person is that you want to serve. This is often glossed over in most programs, but it is the foundation because businesses exist for one reason: to solve problems for people. And there's two things your ideal client should be. One, they should be specific. For example, not someone into personal development, but instead entrepreneur dads making less than $100,000 per year. That makes it a lot easier to know who you're speaking to and where to find them. The other thing that your ideal client should be is desirable, meaning it should be the same person you'd most love to have a beer with or would have the most engaged conversation with. That ensures you enjoy spending time with clients and you share similar interests, which is really important because ingredient number 3 is what's called an exciting niche. When you share similar interests with your ideal client, they will want help in niches, in topic areas that you are also interested in. So the niche is just the general subject that you coach on. It could be weight loss, investing, nutrition, leadership, trauma recovery. But here's what you need to know about your niche. It should be the thing that you're currently the most passionate about. For example, if you spent all day in the library by yourself tomorrow, what type of books would you have the most fun reading? That is the subject that you would enjoy coaching the most. But you might say, I'm not really good at the thing that I'm passionate about. I'm going to show you via one of the next ingredients how you can still coach in that niche. Ingredient number 4 is a quantifiable result. A result just means what is the outcome that you get for people. And quantifiable means it's specific, tangible, and measurable. For example, I will help you find your soulmate in the next 90 days. If you were a relationship coach, that would be a very quantifiable outcome. We would be able to tell at the end of 90 days, do you have your soulmate or not? Like, it's very clear to see if they got the result or they didn't. And I want you to, in your spare time, go look at the marketing and the offers of most of the other coaches in this space. You will see that most of them are not offering a specific result. When you don't offer a specific result, you're essentially shooting yourself in the foot. People don't know what you do. They don't have confidence that you can help them. And how could they want what you have when they don't even know what it is, right? So when you do have a quantifiable result, it makes what you do a lot more believable because it's specific, easy to tell if someone got the result or not, and it's easy for someone to identify with. They can read your post or watch your video or watch your sales video and say, I want that exact outcome. You have what I want. I want to do that. Like I just, in the past year, have signed up for a program to help me run YouTube advertising to land clients, right? And it's like real specific, like get your first X amount of clients using YouTube advertising. I was like, I want that. And I paid a lot of money for that program. You need to make what you do specific so other people will have the same reaction to your offers. And for any marketers who are in the know, having a quantifiable result is an absolute must. Take Dan Henry, for example. He's one of the most successful coaches in the space. He helps other coaches. And this quote that he has is just masterful when it comes to stressing the importance of a quantifiable end result. I'm not going to read this out to you. You can pause this if you want to read it. But having a quantifiable result is the name of the game. Without it, you will always struggle. Ingredient number 5 is what I call an honest promise. Now, have you ever noticed that the industry is plagued with coaches who suck and can't really deliver results? This is not going to last much longer. The industry will be regulated soon. This is also a short-term plan because if you did this, you might get some money, but then you'd get bad reviews and you wouldn't get any, future clients. And so it's really bad to do and it won't work. But you really must only offer to help someone achieve a quantifiable result like we talked about that you can deliver on 100% of the time, assuming your client does the work on their end, right? You're not always going to help 100% of people because some other people won't show up and do their part. But this needs to be something like if you're promising to get 6-pack abs for people, you better be able to get 6-pack abs. You better have already gotten 6-pack abs for yourself, right? Or at least some other people, so that you are sure you can do it. I can tell you, it is way easier to sell something when you have that confidence behind it. People can pick up on your certainty. And obviously, more than anything else, it's just the right thing to do, to be honest, to have a very high level of integrity in this business. This is Alejandro, one of my clients. He says the Inside Out method showed me how to craft an honest promise while still coaching in the niche I was most excited about. I launched the Find Your Cashflow Market real estate program shortly after and got my first 3 clients within 30 days. All right, last ingredient, guys, number 6. It's called your unique angle. So be honest, have you ever thought, how in the world will I compete with the established people in my niche that have a huge audience and tons of credibility? Well, you're not wrong for thinking that. If you go out and try to offer a cookie cutter version of what they do, you will struggle. You must identify with what makes your method unique. Then you must put that in your marketing message. So take the Inside Out method, for example, the literal thing that I'm talking to you about on this presentation. What I did is I identified what was unique about my approach. Then I didn't hide that, but instead I did the opposite. I made it the front-facing marketing angle that I use to draw people into my program. And there is something like that for you and what you do, but it involves learning more about what makes your approach unique and then thinking, how can we put a unique twist on it so that you stand out and you're unique from all that other competition. And then your customers will not be able to compare your program against all those big gurus in your niche, because your program is no longer a commodity. It is its own unique thing. So I want you to imagine being super clear on the best niche for you, your ideal client, what it is you do for them, and having an offer that offers a very specific outcome. It's within your skill set to deliver on, and it's unique to the market. Are you starting to see how we are cooking up something powerful? Once you take these ingredients and you put them in a pot, once you combine the two, that is how you start to have success in the coaching business. Again, most coaches and experts overly focused on the pot and ignoring the ingredients, but you must have both if you want to succeed. And picking the right pot is really all about a matter of looking at what's working for other people, combined with your personal preference on what you most enjoy doing on a day-to-day basis. So, are you ready to apply the Inside Out method to your business? If you are ready to create and find your ingredients, if you want some help executing on that, on everything that we've covered quickly today, and if you'd like for me to personally hold your hand and walk you through every single step we've covered on this training, click the button down below to schedule a strategy session with me. We will spend 60 minutes on the phone diving deeper into everything we've covered today. I will make sure that you have absolute clarity on what your next steps are. And this call could be the best 60 minutes that you spend on your business this year. So right now you have a few options. You can do nothing, close this window and move on. You can go it alone and try to figure out these things on your own, which is going to come at an opportunity cost because of the amount of progress and income you could have made if you would have figured it out sooner. Or you can just click the button down below, grab your spot to get some help with this. That might feel like the edgy and vulnerable thing to do. Nobody loves asking for help, but it's often the thing we need the most. And if you haven't noticed, I'm actually a pretty chill guy and I don't do these high pressure kinds of sales calls. So what happens at the end of our call together? Again, I use these calls to serve people first, and I only extend an offer to work together with your permission to do so. and if I feel like we would be a good fit to work together, and if I'm 100% sure I can help you. Who you should be to book a call. I'm looking to help people with a calling to change the world. Even though making money will be our first focus, if you're only looking to get rich quick, we will not be a good fit to work together, so please do not book a call. I'm also looking for people to help who already help themselves. If you feel helpless, you feel like you need a savior, I'm probably not going to be able to do much for you. You need to be ready to take action, listen to me, push yourself, and be hungry to grow as a person. Because honestly, that is what this industry requires if you want to be successful. Now, what happens when we actually work together? So when I work with clients, within 10 weeks, you will have your first paying high-ticket clients of your own. You can take your desire to teach and coach and actually make it into a real business. I've been coaching full-time for the better part of a decade, making over 6 figures per year doing it. And I honestly work like 20 hours a week, earn 6 figures, and love what I do. I literally just got back from the coffee shop where I was preparing this presentation and just enjoying a coffee, taking in the scene. It's such a wonderful lifestyle to get to help people make good money and like do it part-time on your own terms. And so I'm going to simply show you how to recreate that same thing for yourself. If you want that same outcome that I have, this program is the launch pad to take you there. So why should you do this now? Well, I will ask you, how much longer are you going to wait to start doing that meaningful, impactful work? If you don't figure this out for, let's say, another 12 months, what impact is that going to have on your finances, your gratification and enjoyment of your work, the potential clients whose lives you could change, the legacy or the impact that you want to leave behind? Remember why you decided to watch this in the first place. Isn't your mission worth going after and worth doing whatever it takes to figure out? I know there's something on your heart. It might choke you up at times, and it might give you goosebumps. That is a signpost towards what you want to do, towards the type of work that would be the most fulfilling, the most gratifying, and would likely make you the most income. And I'm calling you to do the final work, to push that dream to the finish line, to make it into a real business. I know you've tried things in the past that haven't worked. Don't let that be the reason you do not answer your life's calling. When you're on your deathbed, I want you to feel like a sponge that has been completely wrung dry, meaning you squeezed every single last drop of potential out of yourself and you gifted it to the world. The Inside Out method is so hands-on that I only take on 2 clients per month. Also, I offer something in this program that you will not see anywhere else. I continue to work with you until you have made back your investment into the program, even if it does take longer than the 10 weeks that the program is. Meaning, until you collect the same amount in fees from your clients as I collected from you, we keep working together. Because of that, I only offer to work with you if I'm sure we would be a great fit to work together, and if I know you're the type of person that I can get results for. This is Mark, one of my clients, and Mark says, I used to struggle with confidence issues, and the Inside Out method showed me that my program was overpromising. I rebuilt my program to deliver a specific outcome, one I had already achieved in my life. I love what I do, and now I have 100% confidence in my ability to deliver it, which feels amazing and has tripled my sales. And Mark has sent me screenshots of him getting payments through PayPal. So I know this is working for him, just like it could for you. So if you want to join these guys and get your first clients and get your business off the ground once and for all, don't delay this any longer. Click the button down below and schedule a strategy session with me now. Your mission is too important not to take this step. I promise you will have absolute clarity on what you need to be doing at the end of this call, whether we decide to work together or not. So thank you for watching. Click your button down below, book the call now, and I will see you there. Here's to your success.